Hello, I'm Jashikins, and welcome to another episode of Jash Reads. Tonight is an outro video. What I'll do in this video is talk about the top 5 things I noticed. Now, this list will be in no particular order, and this list, this, the top 5 things I noticed is not meant to be strictly positive or negative, because I sort of want to prepare for any books in the future that I dislike, and so I don't have to rename it. It's like a minor thing, but eh. I guess I'm really fucking lazy. And at the end of this video, I will talk about the next book I'll be reading. So, and you might be going, "Oh, this is a numbered series here. It's not going to be any mystery. Oh, you'll go from number 3 to number 4. Ooh, big reveal." But Animorphs has some other books outside the main series. They're all canon, but there's still books outside the main series, and there are a couple books where it's like different people like to put them in different places when they read throughout the entire series. It's like, I like Andalite Chronicles to be read after number 23, but someone could still read it earlier in the series than that. I mean, you could actually start the series with that book. So once we get to throwing in the bonus books, that will actually play a part here. It's after number 7 is the first Megamorphs book, the first book outside the main series. And if you're wondering, I do not plan to cover Alternamorphs. If you have read those books, you will know why. And it's not just because they're choose your own adventure books. They're crap. So I'm just warning you, I'm a little tired because I just came back from seeing Black Panther like maybe an hour ago. And I just like rested for a little bit, and I'm like, hey, I still have time to do this shit. I wonder why the fuck I'm so sleepy all the time. So, the top 5 things I noticed in Animorphs 2, The Visitor by K.A. Applegate. Sounds so professional. Okay, remember, no particular order in this list. One thing is, why Chapman became a controller. This was such a big reveal reading the books for the first time. It really stuck with me. It's very early on in the books, in the series, they just really start to disillusion you about this strict line between good and evil. Because when you heard about voluntary controllers in the first book, it's like, oh, those are the fucking bastards. How dare anyone, think about voluntarily giving up their freedom? Froze. Okay, sorry, the picture just froze up for me. I don't know if it did for you. My computer fucking sucks, so does my interwebs. Anyways, so as I was saying, it starts to disillusion you about this clear line between good and evil. In the first book, it's like, oh, if you're a voluntary controller and you voluntarily hand over your freedom for shit, you're a horrible person, and there's no gray area between good and evil. So my fiance just got home and just texted me. Sorry. Good. Okay, so. And so in the first book, it's all good and evil. There's no line, there's no middle ground. And so reading this book as a, especially as a kid, it's just, you mean all these voluntary controllers, they might not be these horrible people. They just, might have situations that we don't know about. Because Chapman is a voluntary controller, but Chapman had his reason. And they weren't, oh, I'm a horrible person, I want all this power, I'm a weak-willed human, and I'm just scared, and I just want to be on the winning side. No. He did it because he was very strong and extremely moral. He was doing it because he loved his daughter so much, and he won't let anything hurt her. He will do his best to protect her. And it was because of love, and it was because of honor he did that. So it sort of makes you stop and think, what about the other voluntary controllers? Sure, there's some mean people out there, but then there are also people that may become voluntary controllers in an effort to save someone they love. Well, so yeah, this was definitely a big point in the series, and it happens very early on. Okay. God dang. I like how the pen that was working perfectly fine before stopped working for a moment because I need to use it. Okay. Please don't go. Please don't go. Of course, Beyonce starts texting during a broadcast. I didn't tell him about it or anything, it's just, Okay, number 2 thing I noticed in Animorphs number 2, The Visitor. Rachel being propositioned by a college guy. Yes, no fucking creepy there. And I remember, some people saying that, oh, it's all the guy's fault, all this guy's fault that shouldn't be doing that shit, it's a horrible. And I'm going to say right now, preface before I go any further, what that guy did was horrible, and those people like that in real life are fucking sick, because Rachel in this book is either 12 or 13. That's fucking sick. And God, so I'm not really, by what I say next, I'm not relieving him of anything at all, and I just want to make that really, 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 really perfectly clear. So Rachel gets herself into this situation. She's not at her high point. She just wants to do something, just fight something, anything. She wants to get into trouble so she has an excuse to let out her frustrations. So she does something stupid. And luckily, with her morphine powers, she is able to get out of that situation. She is able to easily deal with it. She's able to easily just get out her frustration. And so it's really her fault, and she even admits that in a few points. And yeah, because it's not just getting into a situation that's horrible on a normal level, but also, what if the guy was a controller? What if the guy talks to someone that's a controller? What if a controller drove by? I mean, it was extremely risky, and she could have just called, waited for her mom, or did what she was supposed to do, or take the bus home. I think they ride the bus a lot, because they can't drive because they're not 16. Okay. I just want to say something very spoilery, but you'll yeah. So it was a combination of, so when I'm reading this scene, it was both, why the fuck are you doing this, Rachel? Like, get it together, girl. And then just being horrified at it. Because this college dude going for like a 13-year-old, like trying to hit on a fucking 13-year-old. I mean, it's a combination of wanting to yell at Rachel and wanted to yell at that guy, and it's like I'm not happy at anyone in that situation. And of course, let me repeat that, a college guy hitting on a 13-year-old in a young adult book series, and this is only the second book in the series. I mean, this is not even alien, weird, otherworldly sort of, it's like normal. It's not normal, but it happens in the real world. So, it's like, this is a second book. Oh, this is really fucking creepy. Oh, they're going there. 13, dude. He's fucking teen. I don't want to come out there. So, talking to the pen. Talking to the pen. Another thing I noticed, Melissa. And I meant it's not fully what she does in this book, it's the rest of the series. Melissa really plays no big role. She's sort of forgotten for the most part, except for a few instances. And I'm just sure, like, I really fucking like this character in this book, and I loved seeing her interactions with Rachel. And she could have played a much bigger part. I mean, she still does pop up a few times, but it's really nothing. Sorry, I'm just going to pause whenever it starts to freeze, because my internet's deciding to do that tonight. It's like, oh, you want to do a nice outro video really quickly? Like that shit. Fuck you. So, but yeah, Melissa could have had such a more, this is, so I'm just thinking much more. Sorry, I'm just like stopping the editing self and going, hey, yeah, that was wrong grammatically. But anyways, Melissa could have played a bigger part in this series, and she didn't. I was like, I really like how she's interacting with Rachel. I like Melissa's story. I like Rachel and Melissa interacting. And then Melissa sort of fades away into the background. It sort of sucks. I was like, I want more Melissa. I know that sort of breaks, I guess, my spoiler. I don't really consider it a major spoiler because there was no, big plot points dropped. I mean, I did mention that she is mentioned in the series. I mean, she's not completely gone. So, they don't act like she never existed. So, yeah, it sort of breaks the spoiler thing. Just like a tiny bit, but it's like you can comment down below if you think that spoiler was too far, if you wanted to experience that disappointment yourself, or if you're glad I stopped you from, hoping too much. Well, just comment down below, because I do admit that does, like, toe that line a little. Yeah. Yeah. I'm like that I planned this ahead of time, and then like only after I said it, I'm like, fuck. This is I'm a professional here. Totally professional. Another thing I noticed is not really related to the plot at all, but the cover of the book. Not the reboot cover, but the original cover, which is, I love it. It seems to actually be drawn instead of like the majority of the book series having the covers be taken pictures of models. And yeah, while this one has a much different feel to it, and I was sort of disappointed in the rest of the coat. The next cover wasn't like it. Like, yeah, it's, and for the title card I have for Jash, my god damn it, the cover I use for Animorphs #2, the visitor for this dramatic reading, sort of, I can never capture the feel of it because I can't draw, and I'm not doing the book series has the characters morphing, and I don't do that. But I was trying to just in my own little way, try to recreate the feeling, the red coloring, the cat, and the cat. Yeah, there's a million and one reasons why my cover and the original cover are really different, but I took inspiration from the second book because I really fucking like it. It's not my favorite book cover in the series. That's for the Hork-Bajir Chronicles. But from the main series, this is really, if not my favorite, near the top. Hey, Ben, wanna work? Wanna work, Ben? We have to be a team here. We have to be a team. I'm not crazy. And the final thing I noticed in Animorphs #2, The Visitor, is the opening bird scene. That's just really fun. It's like, they're just being kids, they're exploring their powers, they're having fun for a day. And Tobias has probably been on like, hey guys, you gotta fly, you gotta fly, you gotta fly. I'm like, fine, Tobias will fucking fly. Oh my god, this is awesome. And it's fun because you get to see the different characters' personalities, and then you also get a nice little action sequence of them going up against a few rednecks and kicking their butts. It's like, I mean, you get the characters and you get to have all of them freaking out about flying. I was like, hey, it's just a great opening scene. I mean, Animorphs can get extremely fucking dark, but there are nice, happy, joyful scenes like this that make you not get too bogged down with how fucking depressing everything is. I mean, it's like, hey, we're going to have to try to save the world. We're the last hope for humanity. Life and death situations. But then there's happy moments like this. It's a good combination. I'm just like, fine. Oh, God. Were they just shooting at a bald eagle? Yeah. Definitely a good opening. Definitely good. Sorry, I paused and I'm like, wait, I can't. I'm just thinking about the scene and how awesome. So those were okay. So a short list, again of top 5 things I noticed in case over my babble you couldn't understand me through my babbling. The reason Chapman became a controller being revealed. That's 1. 2 was Rachel being propositioned by a college guy. 3 was Melissa. 4 was the cover. And 5 was the opening sequence. So those were the top 5. Sorry for that shake there. I was an idiot. Anyways, besides me being a fucking idiot, what were the things you noticed in this book? Like, what were your top 5 things you noticed, good or bad? If you want to, you can even do the top 5 good and top 5 bad things you noticed. And, please comment down below and let me know your choices. I'd like to hear from you. And the next book in the series will be Animorphs number 3, The Visitor. God fuck it. Sorry, I messed that up. I was like joking to myself about that. How I do that. Like seriously, I was on the toilet and just thinking it'd be so fucking hilarious if I just said the correct number but the incorrect title. And I did that. My life's actually a fucking joke. Anyways, next book will be Animorphs number 3, The Encounter. Encounter, not Visitor. Visitor was this book, Jash. Encounter is the next book, Jash. So, the Animorphs number 3, The Encounter. I had to stop myself from doing that shit again. So, the intro video for Animorphs number 3 will hopefully be Thursday if everything works out correctly. So, woot! And please like this video, even though it's stupid. Subscribe, so you can see more crappy videos like this. Woo! God, I am fucking tired. I should not have gone to, go just give yourself an hour before a rest before doing something. I am a fucking genius here. So, I hope you're all having a good day, and until next video, goodbye.